Quiet on the set. Quiet on the set. Background noise minimalized.
I'm happy being quiet.
Yeah, that's the problem. So, gentlemen, how we doing? Happy Memorial Day. Almost.
That's tomorrow.
I know.
Yeah,
I know. But tomorrow I continue work, and today I was at a smoky barbecue. So today's Memorial Day as far as I'm concerned.
nice.
So I'm full and don't have a lot of brain power, so you have to carry the conversation.
Welcome to Long Ass Talks with Rory Miller and friends.
Exactly. Which is by accident the topic, right?
Yeah. So originally we were going to do something very serious and ominous and, all that good shit. But then Paul had a better idea, and he said, we should talk about spending quality time and its importance. And it seems like obvious shit, but if you really think about it, if you're a workaholic like Paul or a misanthrope like me, or you live in the forest like Rory, sometimes quality time is not easy to come by as often. And so I was thinking about it when Paul said it in terms of life enhancement, but also in terms of the protective elements of it, how it not only makes you just generally a happier, better person, but what else can it do in terms of stuff like articulation, character witnesses, shit like that, to make sure that if you do have to do something, that maybe it goes a little smoother on the back end than it would have otherwise. So Rory, what are your thoughts on quality time with friends? He said, if you live in Narnia, it's all quality time.
For me, it's more quality time alone than quality time with friends. I find even people I really like, even when I really enjoy it, I find it exhausting. So I need recovery time from that kind of recovery time.
He's talking about us, Malcolm.
Yeah, no, hard.
Well, I like you guys a lot, and I love spending time with you. But sometimes I just crash for like 12 hours after spending time with you. One of the things I love about Mark is he's one of the few people who really understand is like, I really enjoy this, but I need to be alone right now. I'm peopled out. And he can people you out by himself. And he understood and respected that perfectly. So that was great. So for me, I do need the quality time as I start. When I'm well rested, I can handle almost anything for a pretty good length of time. As that goes away, it's there. And I just become a bigger and bigger asshole the more I'm stressed, and I get stressed around people. So I need that quality time alone. But it can't be time. So getting to the quality time, it can't be time thinking about all the other stuff I should be doing right now, or the huge to-do list, or the huge reading pile, or all the obligations. Or if I spend time dwelling on that, I spin myself up. It can't be time looking at current events on my news feed, or it absolutely can't be time on Facebook watching all my friends devolve into these genocidal monsters who I thought were nice people.
I've always been a genocidal monster, just to be clear.
Yeah, you don't hide it though, right? It's not like you're super nice, and because when I see people talking that kind of shit online, my assumption is the only reason you aren't talking that all the time is because you're a fucking coward, and you need to be separated. And thinking your friends are
You're
genocidal monsters,
Malcolm, so it's okay.
It's worse than thinking they're genocidal monsters. So I do need that time. If I don't get that time alone, I just get I'll say unbearable, but I get pissier and pissier, and I think you guys have seen this. When I get tired, everyone just looks like targets. It's their emotional fracture zones just look literally like glaring red lines to me.
One of the years you came here to Boston, this is like 5 or 6 years ago, you had been in Europe for like a month and a half, and you look like a walking frayed nerve. And I remember picking you up at the airport and taking you home, and I texted Allie, the wife, and I was like, so just a heads up, he's definitely tired. And I think we had like a beverage and then you went to bed. And I was like, which is unusual for the first night you're here. Usually the first night you're here, it's like long talks at the table, late night, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to give him an adult beverage and send him off to bed. And I think it's going to be best for all of us if that's what we do.
Safer.
Yeah.
I remember wondering how you survived August babies because it didn't make sense to me. And I would occasionally just look over.
Just what, Malcolm?
Huh? Oh no, that's not a good. No,
all right.
Mind your business, Facebook.
Inside baseball. Gotcha. All right.
Inside baseball. And
I have one big annual party where all of my friends get together. It's the August baby's birthday bash. It's got everything from old National Guard friends to old members of the team to my pagan college friends, and it's a blast. That's when the tribe gets together.
Indeed. Well, I didn't want to talk about somebody else's party, but
fair.
So I remember wondering how you survived it because every once in a while I would look over at you and be like, "So is he going to snap now? How close is cover?" I feel like there's some decent
did you
cover.
figure out how I survived it?
No, we never really went through it because it's weird. I can relate to some degree with the needing of the breaks from quality time. Every once in a while, even with people I sincerely love, people I would give my left arm for, every once in a while, I'll look at my wife and be like, I'm at 15%. And she'll be like, okay, let me know when you hit 5 and we'll go. And I'm like, okay, I'm just letting you know, once I hit 0, all of this is just going to shut off.
Don't say it out loud, Malcolm. Do you have a word with the wife?
Oh yeah, we got a word. I don't say 50% out loud. That's the and she's good enough at this point where she can look at me and I look back at her and she'll know more or less what percentage I'm at. But once I hit 0, like the fake smile starts cracking and like all the other shit that I do to
the veneer drops.
Yeah, and I'm just like, it just doesn't really work out. But it's weird because I think of family time with people, quality time with people that I care about, like eating. You can eat too much. You should probably eat to some degree in moderation. But if you don't eat, you're probably going to suck. And I think the same way about it for life enhancement stuff, because the times when I've been able to be alone for real for long periods of time, I've enjoyed it a lot, but I'm not sure it was good. Just because I like it doesn't mean it's good. Like I might leave and realize I'm feral and get out among other people, like growl at somebody for standing near me and have it register like, wait, that's not what I'm supposed to do. Must translate into human.
In my internal world, though, feral is not bad. Not automatically bad.
That's your internal world, sir. And in my world, I gotta keep it on the rails. But it's a good counterbalance, and it keeps me from being too much of a selfish dick, because that is the natural tendency. Paul, what about you?
So your averaged Monday, I spend the hour in the morning teaching, go into office mode, and then from roughly 3 o'clock onwards, about 5 or 6 hours of teaching. And by the end of that, I am, for that day, battery on just enough to get home and peopled out, which is excellent for people that you live with. So it's not a lot of conversing in the evening times. And then things like today, like I don't workaholic.
That is your new nickname. I always thought the dog Polly was unoriginal. Workaholic, much better. Much better.
My nickname used to be narcoleptic because when I lived with my friends, we were geeks and we would go to jiu-jitsu and we'd get food afterwards and we would record Star Trek and attempt to watch it. And they would always stay up watching it, having no problem. And I would fall asleep on the couch 5 minutes into every episode and they would have to fill me in later because I was up very early and the days were long. Events like today, Memorial Day, it's awful here in Boston. It's like 48 degrees. It's pouring. It's been the whole weekend it was 90 here on Wednesday. It is in the 40s this weekend. and pouring all weekend, and opportunity to go, very small gathering, while all of our COVID stuff dropped yesterday completely. Not everybody's running back out everywhere, so very small gathering. 3 hours was a pretty good time, and I was like, okay, now I get to go home and talk to people online, which is somehow easier. I don't know why, but it just is.
Yeah, in some ways it is. But so what do you got? I mean, Rory, you need the quality time alone. I need the quality time around people to make sure I don't devolve into Malcolm the selfish asshole as far as I normally will. What do you guys see as the healthy way, or the reasonable, healthy is the wrong word, the reasonable way to project that as like a boundary? Because one of the things I realized was part of the issue I was running into before we derived that whole percentage thing was I would hit 0, not say anything about it, and then you'd find out what 0 looked like. And so how do you maintain that with people that you genuinely care about and aren't trying to alienate severely, or at least that you have to be around, and so pissing them off is a bad idea, without making yourself into a prima donna who needs a beauty rest?
Yeah, Rory, you can't Irish goodbye your own party.
Yeah, you can.
You can't. You absolutely can. It's my party, and
I kind of want to rant on this for a second, if that's okay.
How about it?
Technically, we have a minute and a half.
Okay, because a lot of the shit with communication is people build up this shit in their head that people are more fragile than they are, that they're less understanding than there are. So all of this, well, I can't really tell them I'm peopled out, is all happening in your head. I've never had anyone, that I talk to is, I love seeing you. I miss you. I've been traveling for 36 hours now. I'm about to fucking snap. So, let's catch this up tomorrow, or I just say, people are used to me saying I'm peopled out right now. One of the things I found out last year I could do is, even if I'm hosting a party, I go, you know what? I'm done. I'm going to bed. See you guys tomorrow. And go. And I've never, the idea that people are going to have a problem that is imaginary. And that's, it's happening in your head. It's not actually happening with your friends. Your friends care about you. They already know, even if you've been trying to hide it, that you don't like this. So I've never had being honest backfire.
You have better friends than some people do, because I have absolutely seen that shit.
I have the best friends in the world. I'll stack my friends up against anybody's, anywhere, anytime.
I think that's probably a good bet. But
I would maybe not counter, but add on, Mr. Miller, that if somebody has risen to the level of getting invited to stay at your house, they're probably pretty aware of some of your predilections and the Rory-o-meter and how scary it is when it gets close to.
So what we're saying is that you were violent and unstable, and people just fear you, and so as a result, they just work around it.
Right.
Being sweet, innocent, gentle, and vulnerable.
You are also all of those things.
Probably gentle with dogs. That's interesting. So that is an interesting assumption, that ultimately your friends are better, stronger people than you give them credit for. That gives me hope. You sound really actually super positive today. You all right?
How much? No, this is a lot of things we talk about. How much of the shit that's holding people back is not entirely in their heads? It's not what real people will think about what you do. It's what you imagine people will think about what you do. Most people are pretty fucking cool. So extend them the courtesy of at least assuming that they aren't assholes, and be honest with them.
Would you say perhaps we got to switch over, but would you say perhaps that people have had 1 or 2 bad reactions at some point in your lifetime, and you have added that up to other moments in time where so you drew a boundary on somebody and they had a bad reaction, so you extrapolate out to everybody else in your life?
Nope. I think they've seen a whole bunch of bullshit melodrama on TV where that's required to keep the plot going, and those 400 imaginary episodes override the fact that it's never actually happened in real life even once.
What? That sounds like a chapter in a book I read somewhere.
You read a lot. Hard to keep track.
Wait, real quick, Paul. Do we have any comments? Because I feel like people were saying hilarious shit in comments. And
It was mostly good morning, good afternoon. How's everybody doing? Jay said agree, and then you also give permission for others to do the same, and it sounds like a bloody novelty, which is fair, ironically enough. For those watching on Facebook, tomorrow kicks off the next month of the Chiron cohort, which is pretty cool. We are going into something you may or may not heard before of the 7 things essential to working in the self-defense realm. So, legal and ethical, as written by Mr. Rivers, who he wrote a really simple
Malcolm Rivers
1 month outline to kill my Malcolm's trying to kill my printer, is what it comes down to, basically.
Actually, I fell out of a tree when I was a kid, and I swore revenge.
Well, it's working. Been going
ever since.
Yep. That does, even though tomorrow is Memorial Day, that cranks up tomorrow and goes for 4 weeks from there. So,
yeah,
that's it for now, guys. Thank you guys for joining us on Facebook. And we got a bunch of people in the waiting room, so we're going to kick over to our internal Chiron call, which you can join for $10 a month.
For less than the price of an overpriced latte from a burning city that you were escaping from, from LA style.
May or may not be near Rory.
Just kidding. Cities are
simple guide, 2 pages. Yeah, that's not the way Malcolm does things. All right, later, Facebook.
All right, bye, y'all.